And welcome everybody to the Livin Life Podcast with Rick and
Jerre.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to episode 37. We got a doozy here for you.
37 already?
37.
Oh my goodness.
I know. It's 37. It's going by fast. The beginning of the year is already flying by. We're already in February. What, 7th?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be over soon. The year is gonna be over soon, and hopefully, this is a great year for us.
Hopefully.
So to all of you guys, please subscribe and like the video. And if you're tired of watching us, just leave it playing in the background. It'll help us out. And also, we're on Spotify, Stitcher, and iTunes, so you can find our podcast there, and as well as YouTube if you want to see us, want to see our beautiful faces.
Beautiful faces.
Beautiful. Anyways, welcome guys. Today we got, like I said, a doozy. We've been busy like crazy. We've been working extra hours, working extra shifts just to make ends meet. And so far we're killing it. So far this month we're killing it. And I think if we continue this process, I think we'll be okay. And we're about to be monetized soon through YouTube. So those extra pennies are going to help out even better. And if you guys want to support us, you can go to our Patreon, and you could also go to our
or GoFundMe.
But I feel like taking that one down. Just Patreon. But anyways, guys, welcome to the show. Let's get started. So,
wait, can I just say that from this angle, it looks like you have like a Wolverine like beard going on a little bit. I kind of like it.
You like it? You like the beard?
Yeah.
You like the Wolverine beard?
Yeah.
Let's go, bub. Oh. All right, so let's get started. Wolverine style.
All
right. So I don't know if you guys know, but I used to work for the government, for TSA, for 10 years. And it was, in the beginning, it was great. Because I only worked there part-time. I only worked there for like about 5 hours. I used to go in at 5 in the morning. Yeah. 5 in the morning, and I used to leave at 11.
Yeah, you were like in and out.
Yeah. But 5 hours, 5 times a week. So what was that, 35 hours?
Roughly.
30 hours?
Yeah.
30 hours a week. So, it was great. Like, I used to come in, do my job, not have to worry about anything. And, I mean, the hardest part of the job is learning all the stuff that they teach you. I can't tell you guys, because if not, they'll come to my house and murder me. But we'd had to go through extensive training, repetitive stuff, even touch.
I mean, it's you're working for the government, so yeah. It's really like everything is like high confidentiality.
Yes, but leading into that, it's supposed to be very SSI, security. Was it security sensitive information? So you can't really say anything about anything of how screening is. Like, I can go to jail if I tell you guys exactly what are the procedures, which I won't do, because obviously I don't want to go to jail. But I can tell you some of my stories of some of the hell that I went through. And when I first started, it was great because I didn't have no responsibility other than doing the job correctly. The training when I first started was terrible, just to be honest, because it was like read this book through its entirety, and then we're gonna pair you up with somebody, and the somebody is not interested in teaching you. He's not. Back then, they weren't special people that were assigned to do it. Back then, it was more like, you're gonna go with John today. You're gonna be going with John. Just follow him around. Keep track of your hours.
Oh, just spot like a spotter.
Yeah,
like a shadow, like shadowing.
Yeah, like shadowing.
Oh.
And the guy or the person shadowing you or spotting you is not really interested in spotting you. He's just trying to go through his 8 hours and go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I started, it was kind of like that. Except I had a few people that were awesome. That were like, hey, I'm gonna teach you the right way and the right way now. That way you don't make mistakes, which is good. But then I get paired up with people when they're not here with some like, yeah,
like
just,
not interested.
yeah, like just stand right there.
Not enthusiastic.
Yeah, like not teaching you, not showing you what you should be doing.
Just kind of going through his rounds, like of what he does.
And I gotta attribute that. I gotta attribute how I'm doing this podcast right now, like in front of the camera. I gotta give TSA credit for that, because before I started with TSA, I was extremely shy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because back then, we used to stand in front of the metal detector, and you had to scream instructions, like take off your shoes, take off your belt, take off, all that stuff, So we used to scream it out. And when I first started, I was so shy, like so shy. I was just like, oh, just standing there, and then the guy's like, "Come on, man, you gotta help them out.
Yeah,
you gotta help them out so that way they come through faster. So that way when they come through to
they already know, they're already prepared.
Yeah, they're already prepared. Either that, or you cause less mistakes because they're already coming in prepared.
Yeah.
So you're not like juggling around this one person. So in a way, it's good because it taught me how to be more voiceful of things. So if I see something wrong, I mean, not that I'm gonna go in the street and be like, "Hey, you dropped that, pick it up."
See something, say something.
Yeah,
well,
but
something important.
Yeah, but when I was there, it was more like, "Hey, you forgot your wallet. Hey, you forgot your keys." I was able to tell people what to do, in the sense that I'm trying to help them. So my shyness went away. So this is what's good, especially when you're doing talking in front of a camera, or talking in front of our audience here, is that at first you're shy, but because of TSA, I'm less shy because of what I went through. So I can give them thanks for that. What I don't give them thanks for is my anxiety towards seeing things play out. Now, when I was in TSA, I think what year was it? 2013, the day of the shooting, or we were already married, or is it 2015?
Married. Well, we were married in 2013. We got married in 2012.
So yeah, I think it was 2013.
Yeah.
We had about almost a year, not even a year of marriage, I think, and there was a shooting.
Man, it was that long ago?
Yeah.
It felt like it feels like it was just like 2 years ago.
I know. So there was a shooting in Terminal 2. During that, not Terminal 2, Terminal 3. And a couple of my coworkers that I think some of them are still working there. I'm not too sure. But one of them, for sure, I think is working there. The other one, I don't know if he retired or not. He was like a trainer. And then the other one died, unfortunately. So I didn't really know the guy, but I heard all the commotion. I was in the terminal next door, and I could have been the one being shot, because I'm very engaging. I was the one that was, at that time, I was already a leader. I was already a lead officer. So I was kind of already in charge of certain people, and whenever somebody had a complaint,
you were the guy to go to.
I was the go. I was the one that was like, "Hey Rick, I got somebody over here. Hey Rick, can you help me out with this passenger?" And I would go. So it could have been me if that guy really decided to go to Terminal 2. But I was fortunate enough, and he didn't come through my terminal, and he went to Terminal 3, and he shot up my coworkers. One of them perished. The only reason I think that my other coworker died, Gerardo, is because it was such a scramble. It was such a mess. The way the whole evacuation thing happened, it was such a mess. I remember when I started seeing the people freaking out and jumping over, trying to get to the second level to rush in. And me looking at my manager, and he's just standing there, like frozen,
still.
like a dead fish, like just standing there. And I was just like, what do we do? Like, should we evacuate? Should we run? Like, I was ready to run. I was ready to run back, all the way back. And then I said, should we run? Should we go back there? And then he's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Just hang out, stand in your security position. I was just like, well, they're saying there's a shooting.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's okay. So then they started, I guess law enforcement finally said, hey, there could be more shooters. Evacuate the building. So then instead of like rushing back there, just going back there and hiding what we learn now, which is run, hide, fight.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, running, we're just standing there. We're waiting.
God.
We're waiting to get
something.
shot.
Yeah.
We're waiting to get shot up. And I'm so glad and thankful that guy did not decide to come to our terminal.
Me too.
But I've never seen. I mean, I've seen it already, like before or like after. But from that point on, I had never seen the panic of people's faces when it came to a shooting. Like a public shooting. I've never seen that fear in people. And that's what scared me, is the people when I saw them running up and they're just like let me get out of here. That fear, that run, that fight, that what is it called?
Flight or
adrenaline.
Yeah.
Their adrenaline that I just gotta get out of here.
Yeah. Especially too, I think it was scary is because you're a passenger, you don't really know the airport that well. You don't know where the shooter is.
But then when you see the people that you know,
no, not you.
Oh man,
the passengers.
Oh, I know. They didn't even know what was going on.
That's what I'm saying. But those passengers that knew and that were running,
and the thing is,
they don't know. They didn't know where it was coming from. They probably just heard the shots. But
and the thing is that my management knew what happened. That's what upset me the most afterwards. It's like, you idiots knew what was going on over there, and you guys still held us up here, knowing that there could have been more shooters.
Coming.
Yeah, that we didn't know how many were in the building. They didn't have that information, and they still held us there. That was the worst day of my life.
At work.
Period. Worst day of my life. Because not only did I see the fear in people's faces running, but I also experienced almost like a hatred towards the job afterwards, because they could have killed me. Well,
basically, they put all of you and your coworkers in danger.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even the people that were on the floor with the shooter, because they probably were telling them, just
And then not only that, finally, after 40 minutes of standing in the back, the management was like, you know what? We're gonna move you guys. We're gonna move you guys to Terminal 1. But instead of going towards the back of the building where it's safe, going through the ramp and going through the back where the airplanes are to Terminal 1, they took us out through the front. And they took us out through the front where possibly more shooters could be. So, yeah, they took us out through the front and they walked us from Terminal 2 all the way to Terminal 1. And then I remember watching the news with my other coworkers, because there was a restaurant there that had TVs and they all had the news on. And I remember watching my coworkers, because I couldn't go outside. They didn't let us go outside. But I remember watching my coworkers getting wheeled out by emergency personnel, bleeding out, just like on the chair, on a wheelchair. And I was just like, oh, damn. And I called you right away. I was like, hey, there's a shooting going on.
Well, this is before.
I'm good.
This was before. I remember that call.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I was at my parents' house. And I was just like,
yeah.
I was like, huh?
And then you turn on the news and you're like,
You called me and you were sounding like you were out of breath, like you were running, like walking down the stairway.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you told me that there was a shooting at the airport, an active shooter, and that you were okay. And that you're going to Terminal 1
Mm.
and, everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, then I'm good.
Yeah. And then, don't be afraid, but then you told me, if anything happens, know I love you.
Yeah.
And, and nobody wants to get that call. I mean,
I know.
or any calls after that, like that are bad.
Yeah, me working TSA, I was just like, nah, something like that won't happen. But it did. But I'm glad that it didn't happen to me.
I know.
I mean, it did kind of happen to me because I had to see all the freak out by all the people.
Well, not only that too, but you had to live with it could have been me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happened like so close to me, it could have been me.
Yeah. And then to top it off, to make it even worse, we were waiting there, right? So they stopped all the traffic from coming in to the airport. Period. Like nothing was coming in, nothing was going out. So then they evacuated after they shot the guy and they arrested him or whatever. Oh, excuse me. After they shot him and arrested him, they got all of us and they put us back out of security. And then they sent us back to our terminal. And by that time, it was already almost time to go. Because I was off, I think, at 12:30 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was already like time to go. I'm got to go home. I'm leaving. That's my thought, like I'm getting out of here. Because my brain is not... At that time, my brain wasn't like, oh, I got to go work again. I want to go home and see you and see my family, So my thoughts aren't with TSA. My thoughts are with,
like, passengers.
With my family,
I gotta go.
I'm thinking of you guys instead of working. So then they send us back to our terminals and they make us work. They make us work overtime.
For the time that you lost.
No, because of what happened, we had to rescreen all the people that were that we had to push inside through security without being screened. So we had to throw them all the way out and rescreen everybody. Oh my gosh! And I was stuck there. And then when I left, when finally they said, "Okay, you guys can go home," and it was like what, 6 p.m. Keep in mind, I started at 4. Started at 4 in the morning, and then I ended up leaving at 6. And then 6 p.m. comes around. They're still not letting...
Did you leave at 6? Because I remember you... I remember...
Was it 4 or 6?
No, it was like around 4-ish. Because I remember...
I didn't get home till 7.
Because of the chaos and stuff like that. But I remember telling you that I was going to send, I think, Adam to give you a ride.
Yeah,
or my sister to pick you up.
But because it was impossible to get into the airport, I just told you no, because he can't get in.
Yeah.
They weren't letting anybody in and out of the airport. So what ended up happening is I used to take a flyaway bus. In LA, there's a bus that picks you up at Union Station or certain areas, and they take you to the airport for a fee. So I used to take that bus so I won't have to put miles on my car. And I remember waiting for the bus downstairs, and then, everybody's just in a cluster F, Yeah. Everybody's like, their mind's somewhere else. And I'm waiting for the bus for like an hour. Nothing shows up. And because they weren't letting any buses, so they suspended all the buses. So all the buses were in Union Station. None of them were picking up. So I was like, how the hell am I going to go home? So then, me and my friend Alex, we had just left. And
was Alex working with you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So me and Alex were like, well, what do we do? It was like, well, and then the cars that were leaving the airport, it was like backed up. Like you can walk
even worse than what it probably is on a regular day.
Yeah. So you can even walk faster than the cars are moving. Dang. That's how bad it was. So we walked it. I want to say, how many miles was that? From LAX to the train station, which is like a couple miles away. I want to say it's like 3 miles away. 3 or 4 miles. So we walked it from the airport all the way to the station. And then from there, I had to buy a freaking train pass because I've never used a train before. So I had to buy a train pass. And I only had like, I think $15 at the time on my card. And then I bought the train pass. We got home. We took the red line from the train to the bus, from the bus to downtown, and downtown to the red line, from the red line to Union Station. And I didn't get back home till like 7.
And you were off at like 4.
And I started at 4. And I was off at 4. Worst day of my life. And then they started doing mandatory overtime. So they called you, and you had to answer the phone because they were telling you to come in early, like 3:30 in the morning.
I remember that.
And I didn't answer the phone. It was my day off the next day. I was just like, I am not coming in. I don't give a crap. Yeah. I'm not answering my phone. You can fire me. You can do whatever. I'm not coming in. And I didn't. And I didn't come in. And I didn't answer the phone calls. None of them. And I didn't feel bad.
Well, yeah.
Because obviously they didn't feel bad for us if we would have got shot up at the terminal.
And not only that too, but like not even... You know how when something bad happens, like at a workplace, they offer you some sort of counseling.
They did offer us counseling.
Did they?
Yeah. But me at the time, I was just like, nah, I don't need it. You know, I was more upset with them. So I was just like,
no, but I mean, like, what I'm trying to say is that they would give you counseling and not make you work overtime. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no.
It's kind of like just work your regular shift.
No, you're working overtime. It was mandatory. Everybody and anybody, except for the people that were at the terminal, they were excused. But because we weren't at the terminal that happened, we weren't excused. You had to come in to work.
That's terrible.
So they did offer counseling, you know, after, because, you know, people sometimes they need counseling, especially if they know the victim. I didn't know the victim. I just knew one of the victims that was shot, but he didn't pass away, so he was fine. But, you know, this is...
It's sad.
It's messed up. It's messed up, and I think that's why it changed me and my perception of TSA after that. Because I knew that... I mean, I already knew then that TSA was kind of like high school.
Like, they don't care about you.
Yeah, they don't care. Like, they just, you know, they just run amok. But anyways, that was the day that I was just like, you know what? No.
Like, it's not for me.
Yeah, I wanted to scream up top of my lungs. So bad. But anyways, moving on to the story. So yeah, TSA was good in the beginning, part-time. And then as I started getting responsibility, it started turning bad. And then certain things that were other people's responsibility were thrown out to you. And then you would get in trouble. And then, you know, another thing that was shitty was every time that it came to increasing my pay, they would screw me over. So when they moved us up in rank, right? Like, I think I had completed the first year, so they moved me up in rank, but I also earned a percentage increase.
And they wouldn't give it to you.
So what they did was they gave me the percentage increase from the low rank, and then they moved me to the new rank with no percentage increase. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they increased your rank that you're not going to be paid at anymore, but then they move you to the other rank, so it cancels out the increase.
So you don't get the
increase. No.
It's messed up.
So then the other thing too is they did that to me when I moved up.
Oh, when you went from
regular TSO officer to lead, they did that to me too again. So they gave me the increase at my E level, but then they just switched me over to F, and they didn't give me the bonus or the percentage increase. And then progressively throughout the years, when I first started, they were giving bonuses of like $5,000 at the end of the year. So if you speak a different language, you get a bonus. You get extra money. If you did all your work correctly, you showed that you did the testing correctly and everything, you get an additional bonus. If you did great on the X-ray, you get an additional bonus. on the X-ray test back then, and that it equaled to like $5,000.
Wow. But I mean, it's the government. What do you expect?
And then slowly, progressively, each year was like, okay, yeah, you're gonna get a bonus. Oh, and then top it off, I had completed my year of TSA, and I was up for a bonus for the following year. And I started in November, right? November of 2009, or not? Yeah, November. Yeah, so I started in November 2009, but they didn't finish my training because people were on vacation at the main tower, so they didn't finish my training until like January. So I worked January all the way through December of that year to 2010, and because I didn't get certified till after January 1st, I didn't get the bonus for that whole year or the increase.
Which was something totally out of your control.
Yeah. Even though I started in November.
How come you didn't fight it?
Because they didn't care. I asked them, and they're just like, no, yeah, we don't qualify, unfortunately. You didn't get trained before the end of the last year. Then again,
what do you expect? It's the government.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about anybody. But yet, when it's something that they want...
Oh, yeah, they'll come and get it.
They want it immediately.
So, yeah. Working at TSA experience. Terrible. And that most of the people they work with are great. You know, they're funny, you get along. But then there's some that are just like, why are you working there? Why are you there? If you don't want to work, why are you there? If you don't want to put in the hustle, then why are you there?
The thing that gets me is that, like, they discriminate. Hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Like, on the interview. Like, remember when I tried to apply?
Uh-huh.
And they went through, like, the whole, like, screening, like, the background and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They disqualified me because I had depression and anxiety. And that's, like, a sick disqualification. Like, not disqualification, a discrimination.
Yeah, because, I mean, your anxiety and your depression is not, like...
And especially, too, because...
Extreme right now.
Yes, you know, like, and then they tell you, they ask you, okay, have you tried to commit suicide within the last 6 months? Have you,
Yeah.
And, I mean, okay, like, I understand if I,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not judging anybody that has, but, I mean, as far as myself and getting the job...
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't have any reason for them to be like, no, sorry. Especially because I'm not taking medication, but I'm seeing a therapist.
Yeah.
It's on record.
You're getting treated.
Exactly. But they still want to be jerks and just, disqualify me.
And just to give you an example, there's a lot of people, I'm not going to say who or what their names are, but there's a ton of people that work there that I honestly question, just like, how did you get hired? How did you get past the screening? How did you get past all that? Because you are this close to being considered, like, I don't want to say the R word, but like, you're like this close. I don't even understand how you are working here.
Yeah.
They get hired.
I think that maybe it's one of those jobs that's not what you know, it's who you know.
No, I think what it is that some of these people don't know that they have this stuff because they've never gotten treated. So, I mean, that's the sucky part about doctors is like once you go and see them, it's on your record. And you go see that, you tell them that you're having issues, it's on your record. No matter how bad it was, if they diagnose you, oh yeah, she has mild anxiety, it's still on your record. So then they're going to say, oh, you have anxiety. Sorry, you can't work here. And some of these people have never seen a doctor ever, let alone had insurance before. And then now they're working there and they're, you tell them, hey, did you do this? Did you screen them this way? No. Well, go get them. You're supposed to do this. Why didn't you do that? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my God. Some people that work there are just terrible.
Like, I think personally that it shouldn't be that strict. Like, they shouldn't have that much rules because
Yeah.
you're not doing something that's really like.
I mean, you are working with protecting the traveling public, but it doesn't take if somebody that can barely read can get that job, then you should be able to with a little bit of
Yeah.
anxiety.
And then not only that too, but it's not like I didn't go through an interview. I didn't,
Yeah, you went through
I
everything.
went through an interview. Like, they saw me in person. They didn't say, well,
Well, they accepted you.
Yeah.
You were already offered
the job.
the job, but because of the health, the background, not the background check,
The
but
questionnaire that I had to give on myself that was like that thick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Terrible.
Terrible.
Well, let's just be glad that we're not in that situation.
I know. I'm kind of glad that I'm
kind of glad that I didn't get hired.
So anyways, we're going into the TSA thing. I guess this happened today?
Today?
I don't know if it happened today, but it says Federal Transportation TSA agent tricked a traveler into twice showing him her breast.
How does he trick her into showing?
I have no idea how that even happened or transpired because from working there's so many cameras, and there's so many people there. And
yeah, I mean, look it. I know we've probably all been to an airport.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish the story real quick.
Okay.
So, agent tricked her and a traveler into twice showing him her breasts as she went through security at one of the world's busiest airports in California. So, Javier Becerra, which is our attorney general, said Jonathan Lomeli, which sounds familiar, was working at LAX in June. So this happened in June in 2019. He used fraud or deceit to falsely imprison the woman. So supposedly he imprisoned her.
So he blackmailed her?
I don't know how he imprisoned her. Lomeli said was arrested early Thursday at his home. So he said, he first said he had to look inside her bra to make sure she wasn't hiding anything.
So this is according to her.
Yeah. Then he had her hold her pants away from her waist so he could look inside. She told investigators he subsequently took her to what he said would be a private room for security screening, according to an affidavit arrest. But once they were alone on the elevator, she said he told her he could do the screening right there. The woman said Lomeli told her he had to make sure she still had nothing on her bra, requiring her to lift her shirt to show me your full breast. He also again looked down her pants, and she said before telling her she was free to go and adding that she had nice breasts. He was being held in lieu of $50,000 bail and was expected to make an initial appearance Friday in LA Superior Court. Officials with the union representing TSA employees did not respond for any comment. Of course. There's no excuse for this kind of alleged behavior. Alleged. Yeah. TSA initially brought the case to the FBI. So TSA actually reported it. TSA initially brought the case to the FBI, and Lomeli was let go from his airport job months ago. She said the initial complaint involved improperly screening at least one woman in a private area of the airport. So maybe this guy actually did do. If TSA was reporting it.
Yeah, but that could have been she went to TSA. It had to be. That she went to TSA with the complaint that, hey...
But
what I don't understand is that right then and there, when somebody's asking, especially if you go to the airport more than once, because this has happened twice, so she had to have traveled more than once, other than those two times.
They're saying that it happened.
No, to her 2 occasions with that guy.
I don't know,
but that's what I'm saying. She had to have traveled before.
I think they're meaning that she showed him her breast twice during that time right there. I don't think they mean like it happened
Then why
twice.
Why does it make it seem like it happened 2 different times?
No, I think it would happen in the same moment.
Well, anyways, even if it happened in the same moment, you're not gonna be stupid and be like, oh, okay, yeah, here, let me here. You like what you see? You know what I mean? Like you would be like, where's your manager?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna show you my breath. Where's your manager?
Yeah.
Like, speak up. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna pull my pants away from my waist so you can look in my pants.
Yeah.
First of all, you're not a female.
What's weird is that they said it's in an elevator. And I'm just trying to think what elevator would they use?
The only thing I can think of is that, I mean, I'm all for women's rights and everything like that, but there probably was something going on between them two. This happened, this happened, right?
But I don't think they knew each other.
She liked the attention. Right? Something went sour, so she came forward and said, "Hey."
So what you're saying is they probably knew each other. I don't know.
Because
it says a passenger.
I know it's a passenger, but to them it's a passenger. But think about it. She's going through they said it, busiest airport in California. There's no way that she's going to show her boobs right there in the checkpoint.
True.
And you don't think that the other coworkers around are going to see? There's other coworkers other than him. You know?
That's true.
And then you know that usually when they go and they do a special screening, there has to be 2 individuals in the room, not just one. Because for instances like this.
Yeah. But what I'm thinking is, what if he did actually do something like that?
I don't think so.
That's kind of weird. Sketch.
It's sketchy.
It's very sketchy.
It's sketchy because why doesn't he have other women coming forward?
That's true. And then
if this was a pattern for him.
What doesn't make sense is that women are never screened by males.
Exactly, that too.
Are never screened by males unless, well, I can't tell you, but no man should be screening a woman, and no woman can screen a man.
Well, yeah, because I remember when I went to New York, a woman checked me.
Yeah, they have to.
So
on the only time, well, I can't say.
As I'm saying,
can't say but for the rules, it's only women.
Don't say if you're gonna get in trouble.
No, I know, but I'm not. That's people should know that, like, men on men, women on women. Yeah. No matter what.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
And if they're gender neutral, or you can't tell. You politely ask in a certain way, which I can't tell you.
But I mean, it's all about the communication.
Oh yeah,
it's not. But it's like, just, and then the way that they're making it seem like he blackmailed her in that short period of time. Come on, when you get to the checkpoint, it's like, okay, boom, 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 do your thing. Okay, take off your shoes. Okay, boom, 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 boom.
But you gotta think. Some people are kind of dumb.
I know people are kind of dumb, but still. Like I said, there's a lot of people around. There's a lot of people around that checkpoint. It's not like there's only you and somebody else, or you and 2 other people. It's busy, and there's somebody behind you. Like, okay, like let's go, let's So
it's just weird.
It is weird.
It's just weird, and
I don't know.
I kind of have it. I find it hard to believe because how you say. I've been there, and it's crazy busy. To not notice somebody not screening somebody properly, depending on the lead that's there. Because some leads don't even want to say. They're in another world.
No, I know, but I mean, like you said, there's cameras. Yeah, you know that they play back those cameras.
But see, that's what I'm saying. If there's cameras, I'm pretty sure TSA, because they're the ones that reported it. But see, let me give you a story to back your story up of how you think it might be BS. When I was working at a terminal, I'm not going to say which one, I had a coworker, a very good friend of mine. Me and him used to go with other group of people, and we'd like go and drink and party, watch a movie. And he was the most chill dude in the world, most chill. And he had a girlfriend, and he was originally from the East Coast. I'm not gonna say where, but he was from the East Coast, and he moved over here, and because he wanted to pursue a different career or whatever. And so yeah, he moved over here and he worked at TSA. And he was the most chill dude, very very nice guy. He moved out here with his brother, I think. And so yeah, we'd go drinking. His brother had this nice pad in downtown, and they had a pool on the top and the roof. It was awesome. It was a cool place. And then we used to do carne asada, some Mexican carne, and I would bring the meat.
Oh,
And from where I would get the meat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say where, because then you guys gonna go out there and get it. But I used to get the meat from my spot,
yeah.
and you know how good that meat is.
Yeah.
I'm even salivating right now, even though
Yeah.
we just ate.
Me too.
But I used to bring the meat. We used to hang out there and drink and have some carne asada with. And I used to bring Julius too. Julius, he actually met Julius.
Oh, okay.
And if you guys don't know who Julius is, if you guys see House Flop Productions, that's our other channel that we do our skits and acting.
Well, it's you and your friends.
Yeah, me and my friends, not Jerry. Jerry's not involved.
Well, one
because
of
it's
the
kind
videos,
of
but
very mature rated.
yes,
Very mature.
very.
So, anyways, yeah, this guy was like totally awesome, cool, and I think I had just promoted, and during this instance, I was watching over the lanes and stuff, and then I come back from my break, and I'm like, "Where's so and so?" Oh, they just took him. Who took him? The managers. They took him to the back. I was like, "What? Why? What happened?" Apparently, he told the girl that he thought that she was hot and that she wanted to see her naked in the machine. So then I was just like, what? No. Heck no. That's BS.
Yeah.
That is a lie. This guy would not do something like that. So they're like, yeah, they're saying that he asked her to get naked in the machine.
Like right then and there.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, that's stupid. There's so many cameras. Why would he do that? That doesn't make sense. So then, they're like, yeah, they took him. So sure enough, the manager that was there at the time, I'm not going to say her name, brings him out of the office. He has no badge. He has nothing. And he was temporary. Not temporary, but he had just gotten hired like a few months. And, I look at him, I'm like, and he's just like, I don't know. So apparently, the girl had told the manager that he thought she was pretty sexy, and that he asked her to get naked inside the machine. And I was like, that's stupid. That's stupid. Nobody. And back then we had the machines that were open, so it's just like two boxes, and you could see on the top. So there's cameras all over.
Yeah.
So I was just like, that's impossible. There's cameras on the top. There's cameras on the bottom. There's no way in hell this guy would ask this girl. So yeah, apparently the manager sided with the passenger right then and there. Took him in the office. Got the deputy security, whatever, director, and they let him go. They fired him right then and there.
For something he didn't even do.
And then they didn't even bother asking the officer that was there with him, because she had no clue, and she was still in the machine. She had no clue what was going on. She didn't know why they took him or anything.
You see?
It's just crazy. I was just like, what? And I was like, he didn't even do, this guy would not do something like that. And I even texted him afterwards. I was like, hey, so what? What did you do? He's like, I don't know, man. They're tripping. They said I did this and this and this, but it's BS.
You see, and that's what I was gonna say too, is that maybe that they didn't this in this case, maybe they didn't have something, but maybe she was like that, a disgruntled passenger that was like, you know what, this guy made me wait, so I'm gonna lie and I'm gonna tell that he asked to see my boob, he has to see my pants. Because come on. He wants to see her boobs and her like.
Oh, I gotta see inside.
Yeah, I gotta see inside to make sure you're not hiding nothing.
And then the elevators have cameras.
Exactly.
And they said they did it in the elevator, but then again, if he did do it in the elevator, and they do have cameras.
No, but see,
but, you know.
But why wouldn't they say they're giving all of this information? Yeah. Why not say they have him on video recording? You know, peeking into her.
Maybe they did. That's why they reported it to the FBI.
But what I'm trying to say is that they would have told it here on the article because if it's black and white proof, like because this could just be a heavy allegation because
maybe this
girl went above that other girl and said he looked at me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Then it flips it and it changes it now and it makes it more serious.
Yes.
Your phone's going cuckoo clock.
It's okay. Just watch my phone. Thank you.
See,
apparently, my son's telling me that my phone's going crazy.
I believe him. So, and then poor Jonathan. I mean, he can. I mean, if he's not innocent, guilty, if he's not guilty, he has no say. Yeah. He's going up against the government because the government is siding with the passenger.
Well, if he's acquitted of the charges, I'm pretty sure he will sue.
Oh, I would. You make me to see him to be a perv.
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy.
Because it sounds
last year.
It sounds like
I can't show you the video, guys, because the video
we'll get copyrighted.
Yeah, we get copyrighted by Disney, ABC.
Well, let me see. Go scroll down, and then another thing too is that he was let go. So yeah, it was the same. It was the same thing where, like, same coincidence. I mean, not coincidence, but same instance where, like, your friend that you were telling me about.
But what I think in this case is that the FBI and local law enforcement went to the girl and said, "Do you want to press charges on this guy?" And she probably said yes. So that's why they just arrested him recently or today.
Well,
woo. Anyways,
we'll see how this plays out because this is probably not the last we're gonna hear of this.
Oh yeah.
So.
All right, on to the next story. We got the corona. The corona is creeping up in LA and the rest of the United States. Apparently, Jerry has a story of the masks. What? You don't have to say where or what, but tell everybody. What have you been seeing in the stores?
Well,
don't say what store. Just say like they put out a display.
Okay, well they put out a display. I mean, not even they put out a display. Like, I guess
they put out they made a special shelf.
No. They made a special display for the face masks with a letter. Saying I was walking past the display and I saw the paper and the paper read something about like due to high demand that it's only 3 boxes per customer and all this stuff, right?
Dang.
Because like I guess they're selling out faster than they're receiving product. Made. Yeah.
Than they're being manufactured.
Yeah. So And after I saw that, because I kind of turned back to see, like, okay, what does the letter say? Like,
yeah,
what did they put up on the thing? So I went to go see it, and just as I was walking up, the manager was walking this way with a handful of more mask boxes, and he was putting them out. And next to me was this older man, and I think that he thought that I wanted to buy the mask. Because he like leaped in front of me to grab masks, and at the time there was only like I want to say maybe like 4 or 5. So he grabbed like 4.
Like if it was Black Friday.
Yeah, like it was Black Friday. Exactly. So he grabs 4 masks, and then he reads the sign and he puts one back, and he takes off. And I was just like, dude, I'm not walking to buy these masks. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, it's getting crazy. People are getting crazy.
But then it's crazy too because like after the manager had put them out, I went to go look at something else. When I came back, they were gone, all of them. Jeez. And all around the store, I heard people say, "Do you have masks? Are you on a mask? Do you have masks?" It's crazy. It's crazy.
So yeah, this corona is getting crazy. Apparently, they brought more from the area that it's affected from Wuhan.
So why are they bringing them over here?
They're bringing them because they're trying to evacuate all the people that are Americans from China because of the disease. So what they're doing is they're holding them here in California at a Air Force base. And they're not letting them leave. They're in quarantine. So they're basically being held hostage by the government.
But I don't get it.
And doing freaky experiments.
Yeah, because I mean, they don't have a cure for it. So
they're just being isolated.
It's not like they're there treating them.
But see, the good thing is about bringing in those people, if the people have the virus. I mean, I know it's bad because you might spread it over here, but if they can isolate the virus and maybe create a vaccine. That's why maybe they, it's good to have them.
Well, then they should go to China and
get a vaccine
and get it there where it started.
I know. It's just crazy how. I mean, I hope it's not like scare tactics to get us disinvolved from like certain things, because you know how the media does. They do certain things in the media so that way we can turn our attention away from something that's happening. That's really happening. Some shady stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, apparently it's over here. Everywhere we go, we live by. I mean, I don't want to say. I'm not gonna be, racist about anything like that. But we live in an area where it's predominantly Asian.
Asian, yeah.
Like Chinese. Well, down there is more Vietnamese, but up here is mainly Chinese. And a lot of the Chinese people that live here all have masks. You'll see them in the street driving. They all have masks. And it's just crazy. And then what's even crazier is that I was doing Postmates and somebody ordered from a restaurant that's owned and operated, and our patrons are all Chinese. And then I had to go and pick up the food. I can be honest with you guys. I kind of had some anxiety of going in there. Not because I was afraid of the people, but because I don't know where these people have been. Whether they were at the epicenter of all the problem. And I'm walking into this restaurant where the air might be filled with the corona. And I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And then what's so bad about this virus is that the incubation period of where you can get sick is like 20 days. Usually it's like what? Like after 3 days of being sick, you're good? No, this thing, it goes all the way to 20 days. So you can still infect people even after you already feel better. Or you don't even know that you're sick until like another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're sick, but you've already had spread it to like
everybody,
100 people.
Really?
That's crazy. But a lot of people are surviving the virus. I don't want to scare everybody. A lot of people are surviving the virus, but mainly the people that are passing away are people that already have a bad immune system or are already having issues, with like their bodies. So, I mean, it's serious because there's a high death rate, but it's also not so serious because it's, we're young and healthy. Our son is already past the age of infancy. So he's kind of good. He's already going to be 6. So,
yeah.
So let's see, man.
No,
but it's good that they're holding these people in isolation until they know that they don't have any symptoms.
Unlike before where they're letting people go in and out.
Oh, yeah.
In and out.
And that's the thing, like, during the whole time of like the beginning of the virus being announced, there's people from China coming in like crazy, and then they started implementing, we're putting heat cameras to detect people with temperature. They could have already had it. Their incubation period's like 20 days already. And not only that, but all the people that work at the airport where I used to work could be infected.
Carriers.
Yeah. Because people that are already coming in, sometimes they don't stay in LA. So they don't just go to the streets. They go through screening again because they're entering from another country. So they have to go through US screening, and they go through the TSA lines, and from there they go into the shops, they buy stuff, do whatever. They're spreading all their germs around, and then they hop in a plane, spread it more in the plane, because you're in a tube of corona, and now you're flying into another city, and then you're spreading it more over there. So it's just crazy to think how far this virus has gone, and they still haven't figured out that it's already in more places in the U.S. or the world, period. This thing is huge.
Yeah, because it's in Paris already.
Paris. Here in the U.S., there's like 10 states now that have it, or 6 states. I don't know. I don't remember. The pulmonologist, Dr. Ellie Hendel, said when the virus enters that cell, the virus DNA or RNA, depending on what the virus directs the cell to do what the virus code tells it. Antiviral medications like the ones used for the flu are now being tested for the corona. So hopefully it works. The medications that are used for the flu.
Hopefully. They should, because like what? The main symptom, it's like I looked it up and the symptoms are basically a respiratory infection.
Yeah, like the flu. I think people die because of what? Pneumonia?
Yeah, they get pneumonia.
Yeah, they get pneumonia from it.
But they were saying that the death age is elderly.
Oh yeah, elderly, and not so much kids.
No, and like adult,
older adults,
like around our age. No.
Yeah. So that's crazy. So
maybe,
the CDC.
So maybe it's like China's version of the flu. And they don't really have the flu.
It's a coronavirus.
I know, but
they have the flu.
Do they have the flu?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what they're saying, is a strain of corona that had finally made a jump to humans from another species. So I don't know what they were messing with in China that jumped to a human. And then usually when it jumps to a human, the human gets sick, but it can't jump to another human. But now it jumped to a human, and then it jumped to another human, that's the start of a new disease, because it's able to attack human cells. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully the anti-flu medication, antiviral medication, the flu medication works.
Yeah,
because it's just like a really strong respiratory infection.
Yeah,
because you get fever. And then what does the flu medication treat? Fever, cough, runny nose, vomiting,
Very, very true. And then, not to scare you guys even more, but 42 cases of Hep A were confirmed in San Bernardino. So, Hep A. And then measles, a few days ago? Yeah. I told you there are 6 new cases of measles here in LA.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then all these anti-vaxxers I'm not going to get sick.
Yeah.
Or if I get it, it's fine.
Yeah. I'll live.
Alrighty. We're going to the funny parts here. I mean, it's already been funny, but Chicago airports introduced cannabis amnesty boxes to dispose of weeds before flights after Illinois legalized recreational pot. So apparently that's the box right there. And then somebody's inside, waiting for it.
That's funny.
Drop it in.
I wonder.
They should do that here in LA.
I wonder what they do with it.
Oh, they dispose of it. They just throw it out.
They give it back. They give it back to the dealers.
Here you go, guys.
Yeah.
They should do that here in LA because, like, when I worked in TSA, after they legalized it, like recreational, oh my god,
Everybody had
people
it.
thought they can carry tons and tons of it in their bag. You know what I mean? Like,
But it's probably like you can only carry like.
well, you only can carry, what was it, like 1 ounce?
So it's like.
Yeah, like for yourself.
Yeah.
And these people are carrying like bags and bags of marijuana, and you're just like, you know, you can't carry this. What do you mean? It's legal now. It's legal. Yeah, it ain't legal taking it across the state, fool.
Yeah.
They're like, huh? Oh, you're not gonna say anything, are you? No shit, fool. What do you mean I can't say anything?
Like
I got cameras on me. I got my boss right here. What do you mean I can't say anything? Of course I'm gonna say something. Oh no, man! Come on, man! You can't do this to me, man. I'm gonna go see my grandma. Yeah, you're gonna go see your grandma with this like tons of weed in your bag. Come on, give me a break. Give me a break, man. I got stories for that too. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear some stories about the weed. And here's another one. Me, that 10-gallon bottle of beer that I brought to the airport and airport security. And that's what I don't get, man. Like, and people are always like, oh, well, why is TSA taking away my water? Why is TSA doing this? Look, man, TSA does not want your water. If you really want water, bring an empty bottle and refill it inside. There's plenty of restaurants that have free water, and all you got to do is fill it inside. And you get free ice.
Yeah.
So, no excuses. That water stuff doesn't fly.
Well, except.
I mean, if you need it for medication, like, or what I would get the most is like people that would say like it has medicine. Like, oh, there's medicine inside.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure.
It's called tequila.
There's medicine inside.
It's called vodka.
Oh, we get people with vodka, but there's a easy way to tell if it's vodka or not.
Oh, you cannot say.
No, I can't.
You can't say because then.
Yeah, there's an easy way to tell whether it's actually water.
They will know. Just say that they will know.
They will know if you're bringing a bottle of whiskey.
Well,
you know, the trick is, I'm not saying to do this or condoning this, but if you go to Bevmo, they sell the little bottles of liquor. You know, the little tiny ones.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to Bevmo and get a little bottle, one of those little bottles of liquor, and you can fill up a quart-sized bag, and you can bring that. It's legal to bring.
So you can bring. But it's probably like you have like anxiety about going on a plane or.
Oh yeah. Trust me, tons of people already know that trick. Like they go and buy those little tiny bottles, and then they bring them in, and then they drink them in the airplane, and usually they fall asleep with them because they are terrified of planes.
Yeah.
Or you can be like my friend, which I'm not going to say his name. I took a bunch of shots, and then halfway through going through New York, throwing up on everybody on the plane.
Good job.
Sorry, buddy. You can't. I'm not going to say your name, so I won't embarrass you. But
can't disclose your identity.
Yeah, I can't disclose it. But that's a funny story. That was the funniest story I've heard. And he worked for TSA, so it's like, you, out of all people, should have known. And then another myth that people think TSA gets is free flights. TSA does not get free flights, or we don't get discounts on anything. TSA. Well, when I was there,
you are no longer a we.
Well, they do not get discounts on flights.
There you go.
They don't get any discounts on anything other than cell phone bill. Not even that. Remember when we what was it? When we switched to Sprint?
Yeah, we tried to apply for.
Yeah, we tried to apply for the discount. They're like, oh no, we don't have a discount. We only give you we only waive your activation fees.
Yeah, which is like nothing.
So then I was like, all right. Well, we went to T-Mobile and same thing. Oh yeah, we don't offer discount. We just waive activation fees.
Well, I mean, when I flew, They let me bring my water bottle.
Yeah, because if
Oh, the baby.
our son is a baby and he needs water, formula, whatever it is, so they don't question it.
Yeah.
They shouldn't question it. Unless you're bringing like 5 gallons of water.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, well...
But if it's like 2 bottles, then or like bottle, then...
Yeah. If it's from... Get this out of here, please. I don't want it to break anything.
Thank you.
If it's like... Yeah, like if it's 5 gallons of water, no. They're not going to let you bring it.
Yeah.
But if it's like something reasonable where we know what to expect, like, yeah, you might need 3 bottles of water, then yeah, they'll let you bring 3 bottles of water.
Especially if they see the baby.
Yeah. Especially if they see a baby.
Yeah.
Or a kid, infant.
Child.
Or a old person. Like really old person that can like barely walk. Depends. Depends. I'm not gonna say what
it depends.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what you can say or anything because then that'll get me in trouble. But
yeah,
you know, if you need it for certain things,
then say for those things.
Yeah, then say.
But let it be the truth.
Yeah, let it be the truth. Don't be BSing around. If that case, just bring an empty bottle and refill it inside.
Well, not even that too, but like they'll know.
Yeah, or
they'll know, and you'll get in trouble, and you won't get on your flight, and you'll miss your flight.
Or just go to Starbucks
and ask for water.
Ask for a cup of water with ice.
Yeah,
they'll give it to you for free.
Yeah, and they're all over in the terminal. When you get inside,
they're all over. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh man, reliving these moments of TSA has put me in a sleepy condition. TSA, man. So if you guys want to hear more stories, let me know. Comments below. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell.
Well, I mean, you can't really tell too much stories.
Oh no. Well, I can tell stories, but I can't tell
tricks,
tricks,
and
tips and tricks of what you can do to get through. I can't tell you none of that.
So don't
ask for that.
Please don't ask.
Yeah,
for,
just if you want.
Can I bring this? Can I?
Yeah.
You know.
I got stories.
For days.
It's crazy.
10 years worth of stories.
10 years worth of stories, man. Some stories I can't say. Because then you won't get it. Because if you don't know the procedures, you don't get why we do certain things. So if you don't know, then you're going to be like, that doesn't make sense. But I have other stories. So if you want to hear more stories, let me know. So I think that's going to be it for the end of this podcast. What are we at, Jerry?
I don't know.
Dang, we're at 1 hour. Oh my God. 1 hour and 8 minutes. Jeez. See, TSA makes me bring out all the bad memories.
All the skeletons.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching or hearing this podcast. This is going to be on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, and even Buzzsprout. So if you go to Buzzsprouts, you can find me there. Yeah. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you can know when we do the next podcast or our next video. Jerry's makeup video will be coming out soon. Jerry hasn't done a makeup video because of the whole situation with Jerry's mama. Yes, nap time. And Jerry's mama is still in the hospital. It's been one whole... She is broken, yes.
Wait, we're not disclosing information.
Don't say anything.
Don't say nothing, please.
But grandma's in the hospital. We wish her the best. And we love her. We love her and we want her. Yeah, we miss her and we want her out of there.
Yeah. As fast as possible.
As fast as possible. The fastest
recovery.
You know
what? Honestly, though, I mean, in a way, I kind of feel better that she's in there.
Oh yeah, than being out and being miserable.
And then not only that too, but with the whole coronavirus going on, her immune system is probably a little bit low. So
I have a feeling we should open up a GoFundMe for your dad and your mom. I don't think your dad... I mean, I know your dad has saved money, but I don't think he has a month's worth of hospital bills money.
Yeah.
But we'll ask your dad if he wants to open one up, if he needs it, and then we'll put it up, and then we'll let you guys know if you guys want to support your parents, because I know damn well if you were in the hospital for a month, I would be selling my ass in the street. If you know what I mean, I would be selling my ass. Like, I would be in the corner, like, sup, baby, sup. Unless our channel gets huge, well then maybe I'll have enough money. But then for right now, if something bad happened, the tops, you'd be in there for like 3 days.
Not even like 2.
2 days. We can support you for 2 days.
Dude.
Oh man, and we have insurance too, so it's not like we don't have insurance, but insurance gets expensive. Alrighty, guys, thank you guys for watching. Jerry, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you
for listening. Thank you, dude. We're almost at 3,390 subscribers.
Woo!
Woo!
100
100,000 subscribers, hopefully. Yeah, we get paid. New house? Dang, Armin has some good inspirations.
Dreams.
Armin has mega dreams over here.
Alrighty,
guys. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.